because I get these things in.
You're beautiful!
I know it sucks, but I just have... Alright, okay.
We love
Easy.
you!
Please, I just came back from Tasmania. Don't hurt me. I was so looking forward to that. We had a Girl Gone Wild video in front of our stage. It was a little tough for me. I thought I was tough, and I was like a little thrown. I kept saying, it's okay. It's not my thing, but it's okay. Anyway, I'll write that in my book, the second one. Anyway, that time that we were making this CD, that was around time of my birthday, and I was 30, and I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to work. I was in a bad mood because I grew up thinking that never trust anybody over 30. And then all of a sudden, time's the great equalizer, there I was. And so I wouldn't talk to anybody, and I wouldn't get up out of bed, and I wouldn't go to the studio. I had a headache. So Rick Chertoff called me up, and Dave Wolf was around 4 o'clock, and they said, okay, have you had enough? It's your birthday. Get up, come out. Life begins at 30. And for me, that was true. Because I went out, we finished the She's So Unusual CD that year, and it came out. Because it didn't do great right away. You know, it had 2 ads a week, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And the record company was looking at us going, well, maybe we'll just move on to Time After Time. But at that time, what they did was they had these dames, these women acts, and then sometimes they'd give them a ballad, and then they could never come back with an up-tempo song. And I kept thinking, oh my God, you know, when I was in Blue Angel, the head of that company wanted to turn me into the next Barbra Streisand. And I was like, you know, you sure you don't have somebody else for that job? Because I don't think there's enough Prozac for me. I can't stand still that long. I can't do it. No. Anyway, so they said, you know, of course, everybody choked on their meal when I said that because it was, you know, all the right things to the wrong people. It's me. But anyway, back to Girls. And this album, so Dave Wolf, who was my boyfriend manager at the time, he was a really unusual fellow. I met him at a party. He was trying to pick up Donna, who was the other girl in the Sick Fucks, this band. Well, yeah, that was their band. Okay, and they opened for me a couple of times, and you know, Donna was a really cool-looking chick, and he was striking out with her. You know, I was watching, laughing, and then she got up and went to the bathroom, and then he cast his eyes on me, and I said, you gotta be kidding me. And then he started talking, and he was actually very funny. Dressed really badly, and had very, like he was wearing elephant bells, okay? Yellow corduroy elephant bells. Not with big, chunky, you know, old-fashioned, all right, if you're gonna be 70s, really go there, car wash. No, sneakers. Just wrong. And he had a beard and long, shaggy hair, and my mother couldn't really look at him because she said he looked just like the picture of Jesus that hung up in her bedroom. Yeah. My mother shared her room with Aunt Grace, her sister, who was younger than her, and this 4x3 picture of Jesus, you know, with the big eyes in the garden. And, you know, she told me she used to, like, you know, when she had to get dressed, she'd really just go behind the closet door. It was just really imposing, but some parents have to do that. You know. Anyway, So he was very funny. He would look at her, Dave Wolf, and put his hand on her cheek and say, "Bless you." Anyway, so he was different from other guys because, you know, I'm a lead singer, I'm a famous person. You know, coming up, that's a little threatening. So you never bring that girl home. You know, although my grandmother, every time I brought a guy home, she goes, "See, isn't this so long?" No, man, I was lucky I got the date, okay? Don't wreck it for me, just everybody try and act normal. I'm half Sicilian, so I was raised by Sicilian people. There's a few, you know, around the neighborhood that were the same, so I didn't feel so different. I'll tell you a little more later, but anyway, Dave was one of those guys who actually, you know, I lived in a 5-floor walk-up in Manhattan, and I had a lot of stuff all the time, you know, like the cosmetic bag, the cream salon, another bag, the shoes, if they were platform, God knows they were heavy, and, you know, a stainless steel pot and hot plate with Vicks so I could inhale water, steam, you know, from my voice. And usually guys helped you up to the 3rd flight, and then they was like, "Yes, in. I'll see you then, okay? I'll call you." Even the guys in the band, they didn't even want to approach that. And so Dave Wolf was one of those guys. He actually came to a gig, didn't freak out. You know, a lot of guys, when they see their maybe girlfriend standing on a chair, rebel-rousing, kicking her legs up, screaming, yelling, you know, they get intimidated. And the first guy I brought to a gig turned into the maitre d'. I don't know why. He was seating people. He was very nervous. He saw me do that. He was like, "You guys want to sit down? You want a drink? I'll get you a drink." You know, but Dave Wolf sat there. He just stood there by the bar, and it was, you know, I was in this band, Blue Angel, and Blue Angel the year before was really going places. I mean, you know, we did a tour with Joe Jackson in Germany. I never thought I would ever go to Europe, right? But if you want to travel and you like to sing, it's a good gig. I remembered that when I went to Tasmania. No, it's true. I felt like, wow, I'm standing here. This is where that guy Lawson took off for you know, Antarctica, right? So I was standing there going, wow. Went down. What? Okay, I got the name wrong. I don't know, I can't hear you. I told you these things in my soul. Anyway, where was I? Dave Wolf, right. So, you know, Blue Angel was doing good, then we weren't. He became my boyfriend at one of those Christmas parties when the band was really dying. You know, we had no more money left, so the first thing I did was go to church, light a candle. I don't know why. Just, it's an Italian thing. I didn't do the, you know, the crosses, what do you crawl on the steps? I didn't do any of that. You know, because I went to convent school. That's what made me the gal I am today. I went at 9. I came back 6 months later cursing like a trooper. Words I never even knew existed, I learned there. Some from the ladies in black. Anyway, where was I? Right, Dave. So we wind up playing this club. It was called Hitsville, but it was so bad this New Year's Eve. Because New Year's Eve's a big, like, you know, you're a singer in a band. Band plays a gig, you know, it's a big, I don't know, you just grow up doing that. And there we were, playing a place called Hitsville, somewhere in New Jersey, off the exit 14, I think. And you know, it's a strip mall. And then there's the club. So it was a far cry down from opening for Kid Creole and the Coconuts at the Ritz. You know, all those people, you might not know who they were. During that whole new wave time, it was everything. It was music, it was fashion. I mean, kind of like what they're wearing now, except this was the first time. And it was shocking because it was the first time. And it was stylish, and it was just amazing. And then they are off the strip mall in Hitsville, which we started calling Shitsville. It's kids there. And so he was there. I was so depressed I spray painted my hair blue. And I sang, you know, I'll have a blue Christmas, even though it was New Year's. And he walked me back up the stairs that night. We drove back. He helped me with everything up the stairs, okay? And to the 5th floor, which was amazing. And when I turned the key, he looked at me and said, "How do I love thee? Let me count the steps." And I thought, okay, he's good. He's a keeper. And so, you know, he even came in and, you know, I have to do all this stuff before and after, so I had to sing and steam and all that stuff. He waited. Most guys are like, listen, it's getting late, and, you know, but he did not. He helped me, and he was so sweet. And so when he said, when we only had 2 ads from this album, he said to me, "Well, Sin, we'll go through wrestling." You ever watch wrestling? Yeah, right? Yeah, I didn't train for that. But I had met Captain Lou Albano on a plane, so I said, okay, you know. And Dave Wolf was the kind of guy who, he loved wrestling from the time he was a little kid. And he was in a band too, only he made a deal with this acrobat guy, the Human Fly. And he used to dress up as he was the rock and roll version, and the other guy was on a plane with 2 straps, I don't know, taking off on a plane, you know, whatever. It's okay. So he was the rock and roll guy, so he used to go out and sing and then get interviewed and have a really strong French-Canadian accent, which nobody could understand. And then the interviewer would go, okay, fine, and then he'd leave, and then he'd get dressed and come out as the manager and sit and interview as the manager of this guy, and nobody even thought about it. So I figured if he could get away with that, maybe he could get away with getting my record on the radio one day, you know. So, you know, we embarked on this thing, and we became, you know, great